So last class, I explained you about action results, right? And the most important action result is view result. Mainly, we focused on view result. 90% of your methods will be view results only, and 10% will have other type of results also. We will learn about them going forward. But important for us is view result, and that's what we have been using up in the previous one. Okay. So today we will learn about Razer programming. We are just going to start the discussion about Razer programming. See, day before yesterday, I taught you, Array, we have two different styles of coding. One is Razer programming. The second one is web form coding, ASPX coding. And ASPX code is a little bit complicated when compared with Razer. And Razer can contain both C# code as well as HTML code directly under a block. Okay. So we'll talk more on the Razer programming. How do you write coding in the Razer? I'll explain. Okay. See, from MVC 3.0, Microsoft has introduced Razer engine for creating view pages without using web form pages. View pages that are created targeting Razer engine are saved with .cshtml extension, whereas view pages that are created targeting web form engine are saved with .aspx extension. Already we have discussed all these points yesterday. Yes or not? I created one page with a .aspx extension. I created one page with a .cshtml extension and shown you first preference is to .aspx. How to run CSHTML, I taught all the things to you. Okay. Now, web form pages are provided with design view, source view, code view, where we'll be using design view for designing the UI with a drag and drop feature, source view for implementing HTML, JavaScript and CSS, and code view for implementing C# logic. What is this? Actually, guys, if at all you look at a web form view, we'll talk again later. Suresh. Okay, if at all we just look at a web form view page. Just a minute. Okay, guys, look at this. The difference between a web form view and a Razor view is web form user .aspx extension, correct? If you look at this, what's happening? Yeah, guys. So this is a web form view. So in a web form view, what did I say? Array, just open the view, you'll find a div tag, put your code there, correct? Put your code there. Yeah, look at this, you'll find a div, you have put your code there. Actually, if you are working with a web form view, if you're working with a web form view, we will have three places to work with. What we call as design view, source view, code view. So what is the design view? What is source view? What is code view means? By default, when you add a view, okay, just I'm giving it only for an idea. That's all. You don't require much on this because we'll work only with the Razor views. So what is the thing? By default, when you add the ASPX page, already in the last class, I shown you how to add an ASPX page. Go open the add new item window and select web form. When you select a web form, it is adding you a web form view now. It added a view. So right now, what you see is called source view. What you see is source view. What is the use of this? This is basically for writing HTML code, JavaScript code, and CSS code. What we use it for writing? HTML code, JavaScript code, and CSS code. Basically, to write all these things, we use it. The second thing is called as design view. What is the design view? If you observe in the bottom, if you notice, here it will show you. By default, you're right. And you'll go to design view. What is the design view? If you go to design view, the design view is visual representation of the source. The design view is a visual representation of the source. You placed two text boxes. You designed something here, and whatever you design here, if you want to see the output, what to do? Run and see the output in the browser. Yes or not? No need, guys. If you go to design view, it will show you the output same as how you see on the browser. How you see on the browser, the same output you can see on the design view. Are you clear? So this is one of the great beauty of the web forms views. What is it? You don't require to run them. Simply go to design view and you can see. When you run in the browser, also same output came yesterday. Yes or not? Third one is code view. What is code view? The code view is the place where we write C# code. The code view is the place where we write C# code. How to go to code view? Last class I shown you guys. Right click and you'll find the option called view code. Yes. In the bottom, you have the two options. What? Design, source. And the third option now we have view code. When you click on this, it will take to code view. And see, guys, this is a class. And you know what you write here? C# code. Are you clear? Like this, you have three different places where you will be working. But when we come to Razor, we don't have three at all. All three will be in one place only. In Razor, we don't have three things at all. What we have is only, forget design here. Design is nothing. There we don't write any code. What we require to talk is only about source and code. Source is for writing HTML, CSS, JavaScript code. Code is to write C# code. But when you come to Razor, HTML, CSS, C Sharp, as well as JS, all will be in one place only. All will be in one file only. You will not have multiple files there. Okay. See, web form pages are provided with a design view, source view, code view. Where we'll be using design view for designing the UI with a drag and drop feature. Source view for implementing this design view. All the people who learned Windows Forms, all the people you learned Windows Forms. How do you design Windows Forms here? Drag and drop. Same way, all the people who learn web forms, there you learned a drag and drop. So that's what. So design view is a drag and drop one. And the second thing is source view. Source view. Source view is for implementing HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. And code view for implementing C# logic. Where a Razor page is provided only with source view. And here only we can implement HTML, JavaScript, CSS, and C# logic also. Everything in one place. And is the reason why these pages are saved with .cs HTML extension, because it contains C# also, HTML also. We are saving them as CS HTML. That's why you call them as a .cs HTML page. Is it clear, everyone? Yes or not? Okay, so that is the important thing. Why the extension is CS HTML. Next, Razor view pages are lightweight when compared with web form view pages, because we don't use any ASP.NET server controls, but we can use only HTML controls, so those are not required to maintain view state. So basically, there is nothing called, see, in web forms here, some people ask why web forms is outdated today. So someone asked this question recently in the online, why web forms is not there now, sir? Why we have only MVC? Why web forms is not there? Web forms have some drawbacks. In the designing time, they thought it is an advantage and designed it, but going forward, that became a drawback. What is it? To design the UI, they don't use HTML controls. Without using HTML controls, Microsoft has given some special controls called as ASP.NET server controls. Using that, they design. And those all are heavyweight. They all are heavyweight. And because of that heavyweight, going forward, when application size is becoming bigger, web forms became like consumes more resources. Web forms started consuming more resources comparatively. So that's why they left that web form architecture and they came out with the MVC architecture. So MVC is a lightweight compared with web forms. Are you clear? So the one reason mainly is web forms are heavyweight and your MVC is a lightweight. The Razor view pages are lightweight when compared with, because we don't use any ASP.NET server controls, but we'll use only HTML controls. So we don't require maintaining of view states. A lot of things are there. All this nonsense will not be coming into picture, but all you're working with the MVC, working with the MVC. So these are lightweight compared with the web forms. Okay. Razor view pages uses, last class I explained, you remember? @ curly brace, sign to implement C# code. Whereas web forms, if you want to write C# code, you're required to write like this. I already taught you guys day before yesterday. I already taught you how to write percentile tags. I given you an example also. If I want to write a for loop to print hello world in ASPX, how to write? Start the percentile here, write for loop for I is equals to 1, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. Open the curly brace, close the percentile. Now write HTML code H3. I want to write hello world. My intention is to print hello world for 10 times. Again, percentile, close the brace by percentile. What happened? Again, close the percentile. This is how you should write. Are you clearer? Okay, but if you want to write the same thing in rather, what did I say? It's very simple, guys. Open a block. How to open a block? Just simply at the rate curly brace. Now write a for loop here. For int I is equals to 1. I less than or equal to 10. I plus plus. Open the curly brace. This is a for loop. Inside of it, you will write HTML code, you will write C# code, is your choice. What I want to write is HTML code. Simply H3 hello world by H3. I don't require to put this hello world outside. It can be directly inside the block only. Because my extension of the pages is here HTML. It can contain C# code also. It can contain HTML code also. Both can be present. Is it clear? Okay. So here we use percentile tags and here we use at the rate curly braces. At the rate curly braces. Oh guys. Now see how to write code in Razor pages. So guys, all of you understand how to write code in Razor pages. Code in Razor page can be written in 3 different ways. What are the 3? First one. What are single line statements? We generally use this for declarations. Just for declaration, we use this particular statement. See the syntax, all of you? See the examples, you'll understand much better. Int count is equals to 0. Count plus equals to 100. Object obj is equals to new object. So one line code only. Are you clear? So this is what we call as single line statements. We open the curly brace, write the code, close it. So it's called as single line statements. It's only one line code what you are just using here. Clearer or not? Understood all of you? So what is the second one? Inline statements. What are inline statements? Inline statements means, guys, watch this. I want to print the count value on the monitor. I want to print the count value on the monitor. If you want to print the count value on the monitor, how to print now? See, I'm using a it's 5 tag, and here I want to write value of count is, and I want to print the count now. Guys, all of you observe, value of count is, I want to print the count. How did I declare count? First I said at the rate. Okay. And I said int count is equals to 10. For example, int count is equals to 10. This is how I declared the count now. I want to print the count. When I want to print the count, value of count is, what should I print? The count here. But if I say count, but tell me what is the difference between discount and discount? Both are same only. Yes or not? To differentiate that, that is how you should write. Are you clear? So discount is a static string. Discount is the variable count. Are you clear? This is called as inline statement. We call this as inline statements. Okay, see. Inline statements. These, just a minute. Single line statements. These are generally used for spelling mistake. Yeah, these are generally used for declarations and initializations we use. Syntax is like this. Examples. Okay. Next, inline. Read it. You can see an example. Value of count is at the rate count. Obj is of type. At the rate obj dot get type. I'm printing the type name now. Are you clear? So this is called as inline. This is called as inline. Based in the HTML, you just wanted to print any C# value. What you say? At the rate and use that variable there. Third one. a multi-line on the for loop, we written that the multi-line statement only. For loop, we written on the top now. Given an example that's a multi-line, more than one line. We use these for writing statements. See, at the rate string date is equals to datetime dot now dot to datetime string. What will you get here? The current date. Second line. String time is equals to datetime dot now dot to short time string. Now I want to print the date and time value. See how I'm printing? Today's date is at the rate date. Current time is at the rate time. Are you guys clearer? Yes or not? Okay, so this is how you're just going to write the things. Okay, so this is a multi-line statement. So here, again, I don't require you to iterate something. See, basically, guys, all of you understand, this statement is equivalent to print. At the rate date means it is print date. Did you get my point or not? At the rate time means print the time. So no need to again use write line, write, nothing. Simply at the rate date, straight away prints. No need to use a print statement again. Did you catch my point or not? Okay, fine. Now, just a small thing. Say, it is a multi-line block. It is a in multi-line block, you can have C# code. The first two lines are C#. You can have HTML code. Next two lines are HTML. Are you clear? In a multi-line block, you can have C# code as well as you can have HTML code. But be careful, you cannot write any static text there. What do you mean? What I mean is, this is invalid, guys. I cannot write like this. Now the confusion is current time is, what is that? A C# code, HTML code, text, what is that? That's the confusion now. You cannot use any static text like this. It is not possible. If you want to use it, you should write it like this. How you know? Compulsory some HTML tag should be used. Got the point or not? Understood all of you? What you can write? You can write C# code, no problem. You can write HTML code, no problem. Generally, you have a .html page. In a .html page, can I write static text or not? Tell me, guys. Yeah, no problem. I can write some static text, but here you cannot write the static text because the confusion is whether this is C# code or HTML code. So what to do? You're required to use a text tag. Or another way to write is the red colon. Another way to write is at the rate colon. You can use a text by text or at the rate colon. If you put at the rate colon also, it will consider it as text, static text. Clear? Okay, so don't forget these two things. So going forward, day one will have some confusions, but going forward, we'll make it as a habit of writing the code. And if you make any mistakes, you know that IntelliSense will tell you how to write the code. We don't require to bother much about this. IntelliSense is anywhere there to help you how to write your code. Okay, guys, you read this now. Read the note. At the rate colon or put it under. See now, second way of writing the same code. Second way of writing the same code. Now I did not use HTML tags. What I used? At the rate colon. Second option, text tag. At the rate colon, text tag is what I used. Are you clearer or not? You'll have doubts. The at the rate time should be inside the text or outside the text. Anywhere you write, because at the rate is there. That is going to be considered as a variable. No problems. Inside of the text it is present also, no problem. Outside of the text it is present also, no problem. There is no issues with it. Are you clear? Okay. So don't forget, in a multi-line block, what can you write? HTML, C sharp. HTML, C sharp. If you want to write static text, either use @ prefix or text by text. Commenting. Comments in Razor programming. How do you comment? @ star, star @. @ star @. HTML // Here we use @ star @. Okay. And in multi-line statements, we can also use our C sharp style of single line commenting. What is that? We can use our C sharp style of single line commenting. What is that? Double quotes. That also will work here. Okay, now that also will work in this place. Fine. Now we'll test all these things, guys. We'll test all these things. Okay. So, guys, watch. We'll print on the browser. Wait here, I'll show you. Okay. We'll do one thing. We'll add a controller in our project. I will name it as Razor controller. Any name, guys, no props. Let's name it as Razor controller. By default, we have an index action method now. Yes or not? Add a view for it. Add a view for it. Okay. Look, guys. The name of the method is index. The name of the method is index. What is the written type? No problem now. Or should I change to view result? No props, it works. We change, fine. If we don't change, also fine. Add a view. How to add? Right click on index, select add view, MVC5 view, add. Default is index only. When you add like this, default will be index only. Okay, click on add. Yeah, the view is added. Now, let us try writing our Razor code inside of the HTML files. You know writing HTML code here, but now I'm showing you writing CS code. CS code. Now I'm showing you writing CS code. First, let us go with a set of single line declarations. Let's go with a set of single line statements. You understood all the things. First one, int count equal to 0. Second one, count plus equals to 100. Third one, string str is equals to hello world. Fourth, object obj is equals to obj. All single line statements there. Declarations, initializations, and instance creations. All these things can be done. Single line. Okay, now? Next, let's see about inline statements. Let us look at the inline statements here. Okay, what I want to do is, I want to print the count str as well as get type of obj. I want to print the count value. I want to print the str value. I want to print the type name of obj. Okay. Watch, guys, inline. Value of count is @ count. Sir, you don't have text tag here. No need. Why? I don't have a curly brace. I don't have any C sharp block. Na? Did I use @ block? Huh? When I need to use @ colon, listen. In a multi-line block, see, you started a block like this. You started a block like this. Inside of it, you want to write static text, not problem. That is the problem. They want to write here, hello world. This is wrong. This is wrong. How to write? Use a text tag or So one way, at the rate colon. Second way, text by text. Is it clear? Now, guys, out of this, I want to write hello world. Write it here, no problem. Why? That is HTML also, na? When the problem is inside of your multi-line block, inside of the Razor block, you cannot write static text. Outside, you can write. See, look at the code. Do I have any Razor block here? No Razor block. It's individual here. So, value of count is what I'm doing. Value of str. Value objs of type. Obj dot get type. Run and see. Guys, basically, if you are pointing to a view and run, that view only will run. Did you understand what I said? By default, home controller index will run. But now I am pointing to Razor index. So that only will run. Did you understand? I'll show you just after completing this. I'll show you again clearly what I'm trying to tell. Okay, let the output come. Watch. Value of count is, value of str is, and objs of type system.object. Is it clear, all of you? Okay. So what I'm trying to tell you is, suppose say here you are pointing to some controller and running the code. If you run like this, what will run? Home controller index action. Did you catch my point? You're pointing to some controller, any controller, some controller, and running now. What runs is home controller index action. Watch. See the URL, all of you? If this is the URL, what will open? Home controller index action. Yesterday we created this one, but I am pointing to index for HTML and running. If you run like this, it will directly run your Razor controller index action. Did you catch my point or not? So you may be having doubts, sir. You're not typing, you're getting it because I'm pointing to the appropriate page and running. That will run. But if you point to controller and run, what will run? Home index. Okay, guys, are you clear with single line and inline? Tell me, are you clear with the single line and inline? Single line statements, inline statements. Okay, inline statement means it's a combination of text with your C# code. How do you differentiate? At the rate. And there are comments, man. I'm writing comments on the top. Inline statements, single line statements, they're all comments what I'm using. Okay, next, multi-line. Let us check the multi-line. Observe. Look now. I started a multi-line block, right? Inside I'm writing string date is equals to date time dot now dot to short date string. String time is equals to date time dot now dot to short time string. Next, any tag you like, that is your choice. I used a span tag. Today's date is at the date. Span is like a label. Span is like a label. Okay, span tag. Break. Next line, see. I don't have any tags there. Because I don't have any tags, error will come. That's why what did I do? At the rate colon. If I don't use at the rate colon, see that error. It's an error. It is giving you an error. Type or namespace name current could not be found. What is it thinking? It is thinking current is a class, and it is telling you I did not find the class anywhere. Is it class? It's a static string. So, but if you write here, what it will think? It will think it is a class. See, inside of this, if I write object, what it will think here? Object is a class. Are you clearer or not? In the same way, if I say current, what it is thinking now? Current is a class and telling you, I don't know where is this. Got the point? But that's not class. That is static text. How to tell? $caller. $caller. Another option. I shown all three options. See. One. Any tag, span tag, H1 tag, H3 tag, any tag you like. Two. $caller. Three. In HTML, we don't have any tag called text. Are you clear? That is why, see, when you type text, it is showing in a different style. Span is showing in a different style. Are you clear? There's a different style of writing. That's all. So, just like @colon, this text, all these are the Razer compiler understandable code. All that is Razer compiler understandable code. When I write @colon, Razer compiler will understand what it is. This is a text. When I write a text by text, Razer compiler understand this is text. See, Visual Studio will show you the colors to you to understand what is what. This all indicates HTML. All HTML tags will be in the same color. See from top to bottom. Blue color angular braces. Under that, red color text. Not red also. It's going to be brownish, dark brownish color thing. Or maroon. Okay, that's what it is just going to show. All HTML tags are in the same style. Understood me? So span, but text is not a. It's not. In HTML, did your teacher teach you any text tag? So we don't have any tag called text in HTML. Then what, sir? This is Razer compiler understandable statement. How do you know that? The color will be completely different. See, @colon is also in the same color. Text by text is also in the same color. And this is basically Razer understandable code. Got it, all of you? Am I clear how to use a text inside of a C# block now? Okay. So this is multi-line statement. This is a multi-line statement. Okay. Fine. Next. Yeah, you can use when you're writing your C# code, guys. As I said, you can use if conditions in the code now. You can use loops in the code now. Everything is possible. You can use if conditions in the code. You can use loops in the code. Don't you know how to write an if condition? Nothing changes. Only thing is the coding style will change. If is same only, I don't require to tell you how to write if condition to you. What changes now? The coding style changes. Till now, you write a .cs file and write off the C# code inside of it. But now you're writing this in HTML page. So a little bit different coding syntax will be there. But if condition syntax won't change or for loop syntax won't change, all are going to be one and the same. Just observe this, all of you, if you can understand this. Look at this, guys. If condition in Razer programming. I opened a multi-line block, okay? Next. Int x is equals to 131. If x mod 2 is equals to 0, it's an odd number. Equal to 0 means even number. Otherwise, odd number. Coming inside, printing @x is an even number. @x is an odd number. Who is the span tag here? Why? This is all static text. This is all static text. I want to print only x. Then no need. Directly you can simply say @x finish. You want to print only x here. Simply say @x finish. But what do you want to print? Is an even number. We have static text also there. That is why I used a span tag. Clearer? Yeah, see, first today you'll have some confusions because we are not learning new syntaxes. We are learning new coding style. Did you catch my point? We are not learning a syntax changed. If is same only na declaration same, if same all are same. But we are trying a new coding style. That's it. Clear or not? Run and see. See, second one. Today's date is current time is. We printed the current time 2 times. So you can see current time for 2 times. Next. 131 is an odd number. We're just able to see the appropriate result. Is it clear? Okay. Fine. This is if condition. You can use a loop also, for loop, while loop, do while loop. All these things you can just use here also. For example, I want to write a for loop. I want to write a for loop. Okay, I'll show you. See what I'm doing first. Understood this statement? What is it? What array? Tell it properly, not array. String array is the answer. What I done? I declared a string array. Single line statement. Single line statement. Declared a string array. Okay. Now I want to print the array values now. I want to print the array values. I want to print the array values on the monitor. Is it clear or not? I want to print the array values on the monitor using a loop. What loop? For loop, while loop, do while loop, anything you try. For loop, for each loop, whatever you want, you can write. Okay, watch it. I'm showing you. I opened a multi-line block. Okay. Inside of it, I want to write what? Printing values of a string array using for loop. Printing values of a string array using for loop. Start a for loop now. For int I is equals to 0. I less than, okay, colors dot length I plus plus. Is that clear? Actually, guys, I want to print it like a ordered list. I want to print as an ordered list. Ordered list means we need to start with OL. Every element should come with LI. Correct? OL one time or multiple times. So before the for loop, can I write here OL? Come on, tell me. And in the end of the for loop, I'm writing by OL. In the end of the for loop, I'm writing by OL. Are you clear? But see, when I do this, I'm getting an error with the for loop. See, when I did not write OL, it worked. When I did not write OL, it worked. But when I started OL, only problem came. See again, I'll remove the OL. Any guess why? And a multi-line block here. Why you're talking single line? It's a multi-line block. Right now, there is no error there. Yes or not? Perfect. Now it is perfect. But when I write OL, now also it is perfect only. Now the error coming. It is taking as HTML. You're writing inside of the OL. When you write inside of the OL, what do you think it is? HTML. Are you getting my point or not? Okay, to resolve it. Did you understand, guys? Yes or not? To resolve it, again, at the rate. That only I said you. Array, go writing the code. Compiler only will tell you the error. Understood? Where you get the error? At the rate. That's it. Okay. Inside of it, I want to print you what? LI. Correct? The color value. Okay. How to print? I at the rate colors of I. At the rate colors of I. Why again? Again the same problem. You say color means again in text. Not text, it is a variable. At the rate colors. At the rate colors. Can see that. Printing values of a string array using for loop. I printed all the values by using a for loop. Is that clear? Okay now? Fine. Next, you can write in another way, guys. You can write this code in another way. Okay, I'll tell you another option of writing the code. Concentrate on this. Let me add a. I'm separating all the outputs by putting a HR. Watch. Another style of coding I'll show you. Look, all of you. Without writing an at the rate block like this, without writing a at the rate block like this, first I am writing a normal H3 there, a normal H3. Now I wanted to print I just wanted to, I'm writing OL, order list. Okay, sir, what about the for loop? Just watch. Directly I can say at the rate for int I is equals to 0, I less than, what is the array name, guys? Colors dot length, I plus plus. Okay, I plus plus again, li at the rate colors of I. Did you understand this? I did not start a multi-line block. What did I do? Directly before the for loop, I put the at the rate. See, this is all HTML code, right? And this is C# code. This is C# code. C# code is prefixed with at the rate. So this will be much more simpler than writing like this. Here, what did you do? You started a block, and inside of it, you're writing the C# code. But here, same only. What is missing? Array, the block is missing. The block code is missing. Run and see. You should get the same output here also. One more time, you got the same output. There is no difference at all. Are you guys clearer? Yes or not? So one more time, you're just trying to write the code and you got the same output. You can write in any of the two ways you like. Just to see, I shown you both options. Option 1, start the block here. H4 element, OL. Again, at the rate for like this. Okay, second option. Remove the block, directly start with HTML, OL, and use the loop. Is it clearer or not? Understood my point? Okay, like this you can write. Okay, third option. I'll show you another way of writing the code also. Watch that. HR. Look, guys. Okay, here also we can start a block. Did you understand? Here also we can start a block and write for int I is equals to 0, I less than colors dot length, I plus plus. Okay, colors dot length I plus plus, and inside of it you're writing li at the rate colors of I. You can write like this also. Am I clear? Without writing that block again, you can directly put at the rate before the for enough. Understood? Okay. So this is another style of writing. So three different styles of coding I shown you here. Watch. First one, multi-line block inside HTML as well as C# code. But I should tell @ here because this is inside OL. If there is no OL there is no problem. But OL is there. That's where error came. Understood? Second style. No multi-line blocks. Directly HTML and before the for put of @. Third one. First HTML. Start a multi-line block. Inside of it right here, for loop by OL. This also will give you same output. All three same output generated. See? Are you clearer or not? All three are generating you the same output in this context. Okay. It is C# variable, you know, but how do the system know? What is the question is in Razer block to print X, Y to write @X. We can simply write X now because it's a C# variable. Array, simple common sense apply. I'm declaring like this. Okay. Now I'm writing it's for value of X is X. Tell me what is the variable now? What is the variable in that? First X or second X? You know, I know. How compiler know? Did you understand? That is only his question. His question is why to write @X? Why to write @X? How do you differentiate between this? See, you want to print value of X, the value should come now. You written X here. You written X here. If compiler treats X as a variable, this will be replaced with a 10. This will be replaced with 10. Is it what you're expecting? Tell me. Wrong now? What you're expecting is and 10 should come. Means you should tell this X is variable, that X is a string. Are you clear? Differentiation required now. If you don't differentiate, how will it know? This is not X. Don't try that, guys. You're not writing C#. If you can write, I'll say nah. In Razer block. In Razer block, when did I write? In Razer block, when did I write? In Razer block, I can directly write. In Razer block, see, watch. All of you, observe. Int X is equals to 10. So, is this a Razer block? Yes or not? X plus equals to 10. Valid. In a Razer block, I did not write a. Did I write a Razer block? Already shown you guys. See? See? Int count. Count plus equals to. I did not say @ count. I didn't count. When should I use? For printing. For printing. Or you use it between HTML. You use it between HTML. Now also for loop. When I used between OL, I got there. When OL is not there, error did not come. When did the error come? Means it is between HTML. Then error came. When they don't have OL, there is no error there. To print, it is mandatory. If you want to print, @ is mandatory. @X. I want to see the output of it. Means I want to print. What should I write? @. Works as a print statement also for you. @ works as a print statement. @X means print it. Print the appropriate value. No need to use a print statement separately. Okay. Yeah. So I shown you if condition. I shown you for loop. How to write for loop? Only I shown you 3 different ways. You can try for each loop. Any loop here. Any loop you can try. Just guys, come back to your code. I want to reprint these values by using a for each loop. I want to reprint the values by using a for each loop. We'll try all three again. Come on, guys. What is the first option I shown you? Multi-line block, right? Afterwards, H3, printing values of a string array using for each loop. Printing values of a string array using for each loop. Okay. What you should write? We'll go for unordered list. UL. OL, no props. UL. Next, you need to write a for loop now. For loop cannot be inside the HTML code. So what should I do? At the rate for. At the rate for each. At the rate for each. String str in colors. For C# code, your IntelliSense will work. For C# code, IntelliSense will work. No problem. LI. Why colors here? Here na for each loop. What are you using? For each loop or for each string color in colors. What you print is color, not color at the rate color. It is at the rate color. I reprinted the same again using for each loop. Using for each loop. Can you tell me the second style? How did I teach you the second one? Sorry, guys. Just a minute. Wrong. Come out. Just a minute. Second style. First, HTML. First side of your HTML code. Printing values of a string array using for each loop. Next, unordered list. Next, at the rate for each. At the rate for each. Okay. String color in colors. LI at the rate color by LI. LI at the rate color by LI. The output is same. The output is same now also. Third side. Third side. HTML first. Printing values of string array using for each loop. UL. Now open the multi-line block. Open the multi-line block and write down for each string color in colors. LI at the rate color. Guys, when you're typing the code, if the alignments are not coming correctly, say the alignments are not correct, the shortcut key is Control plus K plus D. Control plus K plus D. Control KD. Control KD to format the content. Is that clear? Control KD is what you require to use for formatting the content. If you use it, it'll format. Now also you get which I typed something wrong, I think. Okay. Third time again the same output. All 3 times you got the same output. See, I shown you 3 varieties of coding for and 3 varieties of coding for it. Simple. That based on usage will come. We need to understand this is variable C# code. Where are you writing it? These are the things what we need to. There are no standards. Means going forward step by step when you write only, you will come to know. If you're trying to write C# code in between HTML tags, error will come. Color won't change. That's the important thing you understand. What won't change? For each is in a particular color. Suppose if I write some H tag here and I say for each, see the difference now. That is only identification for you. You're wrong. You're writing static text. So to differentiate, see there. Are you clear? And all this comes into knowledge only on practice. Just practicing, that's all. Writing the code, error comes, we need to just resolve it. Okay, we make mistakes starting, but going forward, that will become a habit for us. Am I clearer? Okay, here what you require to correctly understand is how to differentiate C# code, HTML code, and text. 3 things. C# code, HTML code, and text. How to differentiate all these particular 3 things. That is what exactly we need to learn here. That's all. Am I clear? Control K, Control D. Control K, not Control D. Control plus K plus D. All 3 at a time. Why you went to TSQL now? You're learning MVC here. This is C#. Why you went to somewhere? Don't do comparisons first. I say C# code, someone tells her in Java it is like this. Why you're going there? Java has its own standards. They may match. Because they are matched, they are not same. They are from different companies. Are you clear? Brands will come from 2 different brands. Color may same. Because color is same, we'll say both are same. No. That's all. Don't try to compare it like this. This is Razer syntax. That's all. Is that clear? Database, you'll learn. Database, I'll teach you database programming, but not connections and all. You learned all these things in ADO.NET already. We'll talk wait. Wait until I speak. Okay, hold on. Notes contact your admin here, not me. Okay, so am I clear till now? Razer programming understood? Okay, so basically we want to write C# code in HTML files. And to write C# code, how to write, that's what we are learning basically. To differentiate it from the regular HTML, we need to put @. To differentiate it between with the regular HTML, we need to put @ there. That's important. Okay, now? Yeah. See, man, I given you a basic idea of writing. We'll just do now. We'll just go for going forward. We'll do all these things. Do you remember how to send values? How to send values to a controller action method? Forgot already? I explained you different varieties of passing the value. Option 1, route values. Option 1 is route values. Option 2, query strings. Option 2 is query strings. 2 different varieties I shown you. Route values. If you want to use route values, you require to define them in the route config file first. Query strings, no need to define anything. Directly you can use up the query strings. Are you clear? So query strings under the two options. No, under the two options are query strings only. Them two options I said you. That's all. But parsing is only two things. What is it? One is through route. One is through query string. What is that? If I want to pass a value for, if I want to pass a value for an action method, I want to pass a value for an action method, a string value for an action method. Okay. For example, this is my action method, public view result test string name. I want to pass a value right now for this action method. So simple code return, return view. Okay. Now we need to pass a value for this particular name now, right? One way how you can pass is, say, HTTP localhost, your port number slash your controller. Let's think like the control name is home. Method name test. Method name is a test. Controller name is home. Method name is a test. Then you can put a slash here and you can pass a value like this. You can pass a value like this. What do you call? Route. But if you want to pass a value like this, first you're required to go to the route config and you're required to define this. I'll show you practically again one more time today. Just watch. Okay. Second option. Query string. HTTP localhost colon port slash home slash test question mark name is equals to the value. Name is equals to the value. Key value combination. It's a key value combination. Is it clear? Okay. But in this context, I don't require to define anything in my route config. Nothing is required. You don't require to define anything in the route config. Simply you can put a question mark and pass on the values. But in this context, you're required to define it in the route config. Are you clearer? Okay. Which one is simple? First one or second one? First one, not second one. You type all the keys and names always. One time if you write in route config, you can directly pass now. Every time, what is the headache of typing all this nonsense now? Did you catch my point or not? One time if I go to route config and define name there, next time I can directly pass. But in the second case, tomorrow 10 times I call 10 times I should write name equal to. Did you catch my point? So which one is simple? The first option, that is the route config mechanism is the easiest way. I want to define an action method now. Listen all of you. I want to define an action method that takes 3 parameters. How many? The 3 parameters are ID, name, price. Are you clear? What are the 3? ID, name, price. If I define them in the route config, what is the advantage? ID, name of the product, something like shoes, price 3,500. I can pass it. But see the second one, how to pass? ID is equals to 101 ampersand. Name is equals to shoes ampersand. Price is equals to 3,500. Now tell me which one is better. Understood the advantage now? But one thing is we need to define them in the route config first. We need to define them in the here. I need to every time type. Tomorrow 10 products are there. 10 times I'm calling. 10 times I need to pass the values directly. That's all. But in this case, 10 times I require to type ID, name, price. Are you getting my point or not? So how to define the route config? Let us see. Let us go to our project. Let's go to our project and open the route config where you'll have it. App start. In the app start, you'll have route config. Open the route config. And here, see, already one parameter is available there. What is that? See here, what is the first one? Controller. Second one, controller name, action method. Home is the controller, index is the, test is the action. One parameter is already defined. What is it? But this is mandatory or optional? Where is it mentioned? Mentioned, see, it is optional. It is not mandatory. It is only optional. Okay. Now, can I say class name, class price? Are you clear? But if I raise class name, slash price means you require to write name price only. You can. But what you require to use? Placeholders. Means what is meaning? Here a value for name will come and here a value for price will come. So did you understand? You need to define this in the route config first. You need to define this in the route config first. Define in the route config. Now decide yourself. Name and price are mandatory or optional. And I want them also to be optional. I want them also to be optional. Okay. If you want them also to be optional, just watch. Comma. Name is equals to URL parameter. URL parameter dot optional. Not responding fast. URL parameter dot optional. Next, price equal to URL parameter dot optional. Watch it. See, this is the URL, guys. This is the URL pattern. What should come first? And here it is mentioning you default control home. If you don't tell anything, I will take home as the default controller. What should come next? If you don't tell anything, I'll tell index as the no, I want something. Type your controller name, type your action method name. If you don't tell, then only default will come. Are you guys clear? Okay. Once again, you can observe. Come to your code. Okay. Watch it, all of you. I am running this one now. I am not going to specify any controller name or action method name in the address bar. Watch it. What you have? Just the domain name and port. Correct? So default controller is home controller. Default action method is, and watch it. The home controller index action method has to launch in this case now. It's getting hanged up. What happened? Don't know. What launched? And that is our home controller index action method now. Yesterday we defined it. Okay. No, sir, I don't want a home controller. What do you want? I want a different controller. My controller name is Razer controller. Are you clear? And guys, here also, I'm not telling the action method name. If I don't tell the action method name, automatically index will come into action. If you have any other action method, now you need to tell what is it? Slash and the name of the method. Suppose the method name is, we don't have it, guys. But if your method name is different, we need to. Now I'll get error 404 not found. Why? The method is not there. The method is not there. See, the resource cannot be found. It did not find the method. So coming back to your code, concentrate. Default is when that will come into picture, when you don't specify a controller name. Default action method is when will it come into picture? When you don't specify the action method name. I did not tell the controller name. I did not tell the action method name. Take these two now. Are you clearer or not? And what about these three? All three are optional. If I don't say optional, this code won't execute until I pass ID, name, and price. But we define them as optional. That is why the code is executing without any problem now. Hope you guys are clearer. Yes or not? So this is how you are just going to define the things. Now, once you do this, now going forward, how you can pass on the values? You can put a slash after the action method and pass your values. Okay. If I don't use route config, if I don't define the ID name twice in the config, then what should I do? I should type like this. I should type like this. But every time typing them will go time taking. More typing work, not only time taking, more typing work. But here, lesser typing work. One time if you do, that will be working now. Are you clearer? I explained both these two things to you. One is route. Second one, query string. The values comes to where? From the browser to action method. Values are coming from where? Browser to clear now. Now this value should go to view now. Now the value should go to view has to show my output now. The view has to show me the output. Now this value should go to view now. That is our next discussion. What is it? How to pass the values from action methods to views. Are you clearer or not? Okay, what is our discussion? Passing values from action methods to views in an MVC application. Okay, how the values are going to be passed from controller to views. Hope you guys are clear. Yes or not? And to do that, we have different varieties of options. View data, view bag, temp data, cookies, sessions, applications, anonymous types, model objects. Sir, what are these many number of options? Scopes vary, guys. Public, private, protected. We have different options like this. Now, is also a similar concept. Scopes will vary. Are you clearer? Okay, so that's where they given you different options. Different options are given you. But the main thing, understand, sir, why these many number of options? Please, scopes are going to be different. You want to pass a value only for a particular view, or you want to use this value in all views. You want to use it only for one user. You want to use it for all users. All these things will be decided by the scopes. We'll talk about that in detail. But first, you understood what are we learning? What are we learning? Passing values from controller action methods to views. No need to dig in MVC because what we are learning is MVC on. Okay. So what is that? Passing values to passing values from controller action methods to views. We are already aware that in an MVC application, all requests are handled by, and these controller only will receive the information either from end user or model. And these values should be sent to view for displaying. Right, today user is sending here, but next level database will send the value to the action method now. When database sends, I need to show that information to end user now. Where do you show in a view now? Base action method should pass the values to view now, and view will display the data. Okay, to pass values from controller action method to a view, we are provided with various options, like all these options are available. Okay, so guys, I'm not telling you now, but first do a practice of what I taught you today. This is what we'll learn in the tomorrow session. Are you clear? Guys, all these are linked concepts. Nothing is individual. If you don't practice one, you will not understand the second. I'm telling you clearly. Because if you practice your older one, what is it? Passing values to action method. Now only the continuation will be clear for you. Is that clear? Okay. You cannot, all are linked. Everything is linked. Connecting. Finally, we'll build our applications. Connecting all these things. We're learning independently all. We'll connect everything and our application will be ready then. Okay, now? So just to do a proper practice of all the appropriate things. So tomorrow we'll start with this discussion. Let's stop it here. We'll meet tomorrow. Videos are posted. I think ask your admin, guys. View 2. Why will controller receive a value here? Controller is a class. Class doesn't receive value. View to action method, right? I'll show you. Wait. That only I'm telling you. I have a sequence. I'll follow the sequence. Don't ask something in the middle. Let me follow a sequence in teaching you the things. I don't know, Arun. What is your problem? You are able to connect to the class now. They will only change it. Leave it. You concentrate on your class. Yesterday's class video, did Arvind post?